He was more than just my father's brother. He was the light of our evenings, the man whose laughter echoed in our childhood, the soldier who became a saint, and the heart that stopped beating, yet still lives in our souls. This is not just a story, this is a legacy. The Elder Uncle, a story of loyalty, love, loss, and an unforgettable bond. The man who lit our evenings. I was just 8 years old when he became the brightest part of my world. He wasn't just my uncle, he was my friend, my playmate, and a gentle warrior of life. The real brother of my father. He would visit us every month without fail, rain or shine, dusty roads or scorching heat. We would see his familiar figure walking down the lane with his leather bag, his smile beaming as if he carried joy in his pockets. We called him Uncle Sam. To the world, he might have been a retired accountant of the British Army, but to me, he was the magician of evenings. Every time he arrived, our house changed. My father, a stern man, usually buried in files, would lighten up. My elder brother would run around the courtyard, pretending to be a soldier, just to make Uncle Sam laugh. And me? I'd sit on his lap, breathing in his scent, an old mix of cologne, paper, and the outdoors, and listen to stories that made the world feel safer, brighter. In the evenings, he and my elder brother played chase outside the house. I would sit on the steps, giggling uncontrollably as my uncle, even at his age, tried to outrun a boy half his size. He'd throw his cap into the air and shout, "Victory or death," as if we were living inside a great battlefield tale. Whenever my brother interfered with the game or broke a rule, they'd both burst into laughter, rolling on the ground like children. That laughter still echoes in the chambers of my mind. Uncle Sam wasn't just fun, he was deeply respected. He had served as an accountant in the British Army, a man of discipline and duty. Yet, there was never any arrogance in his walk. He spoke gently, nodded respectfully to elders, and treated children like equals. His mannerisms were polite. His voice never rose in anger. But something changed after his retirement. He grew quieter, deeper. He began to read holy texts with devotion, spending hours in prayer. He said to me once, "When you've done your duty to the world, it's time to do your duty to your soul." Those words shaped me. He became a spiritual man, not by words, but by actions. He would help neighbors without being asked. He never missed his daily prayers. His smile became even more peaceful, like he had found something the world was still looking for. But then, everything shifted. His face began to lose its glow. The man who used to race my brother could barely climb the stairs. We noticed his visits became less frequent. My father grew worried, but said nothing. One day, I overheard my parents whispering, Uncle Sam had grown weak since the death of his second brother. He loved his brothers deeply. Losing one was painful. Losing another broke something inside him. He stopped smiling as often. He began missing meals. He became a cardiac patient. I remember visiting him once, a year before he left. "Life is like this wind," he whispered. "You can feel it, but you can't hold it forever. So live in the feel, when the fear." I cried when he said that. The last year of his life was the slowest and heaviest I had ever known. Uncle Sam, once the heartbeat of our household visits, was now confined mostly to his room. The man who had once run, laughed, prayed, and shared wisdom, now stared quietly out the window, his eyes deep oceans of memories. But he never complained, not once. That was his way. Even in pain, he greeted us with a smile. He would ask about our lives, our school, our dreams, and when he was too tired to talk, he would simply hold our hands in silence. That silence said more than 1,000 words. I remember the day he gave me a small notebook. Inside, he had written, "What you give to others is what lives after you. Wealth, not fame, but your smile, your time, your kindness." That notebook became my treasure, still is. As time passed, his health declined rapidly, heart complications worsened. My father tried everything, doctors, medicines, even distant relatives who recommended old remedies. But deep inside, we all knew Uncle Sam was saying goodbye in his own silent, graceful way. And then, one cold morning, he left us. No grand gesture, no final words, just gone. The house felt empty, not in sound, but in spirit. We buried him with the dignity he had always carried. Friends, neighbors, even those who hadn't seen him in years came to his funeral. Old army mates saluted him. Children cried. My elder brother, the one who used to chase him through the yard, stood frozen. After the burial, I stood at the place where he and my brother used to play. The wind blew softly. It felt like he was there, throwing his cap in the air once again. That day, I realized something no book had taught me. Death isn't the end. Not for people like Uncle Sam. Because people like him live forever, not in body, but in how they made others feel. Even now, years later, I can still hear his voice echo through the corridors of our home. I still see his smile and the laughter of my children. I still feel his presence in moments of kindness, in small good deeds, in silent prayers. His story isn't just his. It's mine. It's ours. And now, it's yours too. Some uncles are like second fathers. But my uncle, he was a guardian of hearts, a silent hero, a legend in ordinary clothes. If you've ever lost someone who lit up your world, this story is for you. Share it. Remember them. Keep their love alive.